speak for the people of Iran. Only the people of Iran will speak for themselves. We're here today to say that while Ahmadinejad is at the UN, the people of Iran also deserve to be heard at the UN today. And we're here today to take satisfaction in the great campaign that all of you have waged to make sure that the democratic opposition in Iran has a voice politically. And today that voice is getting stronger thanks to the delisting of the MEK.
If you add up all the people killed by Mubarak, Gaddafi, and Assad, it is nothing compared to what the Ayatollahs have done in Iran over the last 3 decades. If we're for regime change in Egypt and Libya and Syria, what about Iran? We should be for regime change in Iran. A strong America can make a peaceful change in Iran a lot more possible. And at the core of that is the MEK. At the core of that are all you people who stand for the same things that we stand for. A secular government in Iran, freedom of religion, separation of church and state, gender equality, respect for human rights, a modern legal system, and a non-nuclear Iran. All of us working together have helped to lift and to get the MEK delisted. Many deserve praise. Many people deserve praise. We praise Secretary of State Hillary Clinton for making this decision. We praise the elected officials, over 140 of them, who came out in favor of this even before she made the decision. We praise the 70 or 80 former officials who have stood with us, even under difficult circumstances. But most important, here's who we praise for this decision: the people in Camp Liberty and Camp Ashraf. And most of all, the person that we have to praise for this is Madam Maryam Rajavi. This is a woman of great compassion and great leadership. Without her, we would not be where we are today. With her, we can see a very different path for Iran and the Middle East. As the people of America get to know Madam Rajavi, they're going to get to see a totally different path for the Middle East. Totally different path for the Middle East. This is a great woman. This is a great patriot. This is a woman who understands the inherent values of the United States and the universal values that should be at the bedrock of that institution across the street.
We're here outside the United Nations, and I think it's appropriate to call upon the Secretary General of the United Nations to take a look at Camp Liberty and change the designation from a temporary location to a refugee camp. It's absolutely essential that the United Nations recognize that for the foreseeable future, 3,000 Iranian dissidents will be there, subject to the whims of the Maliki government, and we know that subject to their oppression and repression and violent incursion into Camp Ashraf, dozens have died. So we say to the United Nations Secretary General, Camp Liberty must be designated as a refugee camp. It must be afforded that international legal status. Then secondly, let's talk about resettlement. We have to be sure that these men and women have a safe haven. They also must have living conditions that are tolerable as they go through this process. People must be able to sell their wares because they are financing their own camp, their own resettlement location, their own refugee camp. It's absolutely essential. Identify it as a refugee camp.